I'm late for my flight. I got my kid waiting in the lobby.
Not today.
The film takes place in Columbus, Ohio, a city struggling with a surge in gang violence and murders. Governor John Messer insists that crime has dropped and things are improving, but in truth, pain and injustice remain. Meanwhile, a disputed pipeline project has fueled public anger and sparked protests throughout the city. Governor Messer unexpectedly released an objective environmental report, catching the Hill family's attention. It mattered most to Abby Hill, whose mother, Vivian Hill, had played an active role in an audit by the Environmental Protection Agency. Tragedy struck when Vivian went to the airport to pick up her husband, Stanley Hill, after his job interview. In the parking lot, a stranger asked them for money. What seemed like a harmless encounter quickly turned into horror. The man, with a fly tattoo on his face, viciously attacked Stanley and fatally stabbed Vivian. The tragedy left Stanley shocked and heartbroken. Wanting justice, he reported the attackers to Detectives Gibson and Walker. But their probing questions about his marriage to Vivian only added to his pain. Grief-stricken and disillusioned, Stanley felt lost and overwhelmed. In the end, he made the unexpected choice to step away from it all, just as Vivian's funeral was attracting national media attention. Governor Messer offered his condolences and promised to help seek justice. The next day, at the investigators' request, Stanley went back to the police station to identify the attacker. He pointed out the culprit without hesitation, but was devastated when the detectives released the man for lack of evidence. The decision left Stanley crushed and powerless. Stanley told his daughter Abby that the killer was about to be released, and the news filled him with rage. Soon after, he found a black package in disguise, containing disturbing reminders of his past. Fueled by anger and a desire for justice, he turned to his old friend Dennis for help. Dennis, worried about the cost of revenge, urged him to stop. But Stanley refused to back down and chose to join forces with Dennis to hunt down his enemy. The first clue took Stanley and Dennis to a bar, where Stanley saw Nathan, one of the attackers, giving Vivian's stolen wallet to his girlfriend. The sight ignited a tense confrontation.
That you and your scumbag friend snuffed out.
It ain't nothing like that. That's not how it went down.
That man with a fly tattoo on his face, where is he?
Up your ass. What, you gonna kill me now? So best shot is the best shot.
And Stanley overpowered Nathan. While being held down, Nathan hinted that Vivian's murder had a deeper motive. While Stanley and Dennis were deciding their next move, a hidden gang member filmed them disposing of Nathan's body and reported it to the feared criminal Lee Kay. In retaliation, Lee Kay ordered Charlie, the man who killed Vivian, to hunt down and kill both Stanley and Dennis. With danger closing in, Dennis took Stanley to a hidden basement stocked with training gear and weapons from their past, ready for anything. He then hacked a broken phone they had taken from Nathan and found a clue pointing to a tattoo shop called Zombie Inc. This lead could be the key, bringing them closer to the truth and the motive behind Vivian's murder. As the story continues, crime boss Lee Kay makes his move. He contacts detectives Gibson and Walker, ordering them to find out who is killing his gang members. Then a shocking truth comes out: the detectives are corrupt. They've been secretly working with Lee Kay, protecting his men from prosecution. In return, Lee Kay has agreed to hide a sensitive video.
Remember, anything happens to me or my boys, you know that's going online.
That could reveal a damaging secret about Governor Messer's son. The video is shocking, showing the governor's son committing serious crimes, murdering his girlfriend, and trafficking dangerous crystal meth. Lee Kay uses it as blackmail, threatening to release it if the police don't find the person behind the ongoing investigation that's stirring up trouble. Detective Gibson later meets with Governor Messer and reveals Lee Kay's role in the case. The governor then realizes how serious the situation is and the scandal it could cause. He orders Gibson to push the investigation to the end, to find the truth and stop the shocking video from being leaked. The governor now faces a mystery about the killer's true identity and motive, making the investigation even more urgent. Meanwhile, Stanley goes to confront Lars, who works at the Zombie Ink tattoo shop, but finds only a new employee there. Moments later, Dennis arrives after hearing the alarm and unexpectedly comes face to face with Charlie and his gang. In a fierce shootout, Dennis shows his impressive combat skills, fighting through a storm of bullets and wiping out the entire gang.
Fire away.
You're a funny guy, huh? Is that fresh in your memory? Who's that? I need a name.
This tattoo, is that a ladybug?
I need...
Try and find... Really?
Charlie manages to escape, but Stanley, bearing a tattoo on his back that reads, "I am Wrath," tracks down Lars to demand Charlie's location. When Lars refuses to talk, Stanley, consumed by rage,
Get up, asshole.
slits his throat and kills him. He also takes Lars's shipment of cocaine. With Dennis's help, they finish the job quietly. Dennis joins him out of guilt for his past ties to the mafia and the pain of Vivienne's wrongful death. Later, Stanley seeks solace in a church, confessing his sins to a priest and asking for forgiveness. Meanwhile, Abby visits Stanley's house to collect her mother's belongings, only to be shocked by the sight of weapons and gang-related items scattered everywhere. Before Abby can leave, Charlie and his crew ambush her, spraying bullets at her car. Stanley arrives just in time to save her, but she remains furious with him. Meanwhile, at Governor Messer's mansion, he learns of more deaths within Lee K's gang. Realizing the situation is getting out of control, he knows it's time to bring in professionals to catch those responsible. As the crisis worsens, the governor starts taking steps to deal with it. Meanwhile, Lee K is furious after learning his valuable drug shipment has been stolen. He gives Charlie a harsh warning, leaving him caught in a mess he doesn't fully understand. Disguised, Stanley sneaks into the basement of a barbershop and skillfully pulls Charlie's contact information from Lars's phone. With a plan set, he lures Charlie to a Korean nightclub where he and Dennis are ready for a showdown. In the VIP lounge, Charlie grows terrified.
You can't come in here.
Hey, stay down! Keep the stash, man, everything!
As Stanley corners him for answers. Under pressure, Charlie slips and reveals that Lee K is the mastermind behind the attack. Enraged, Stanley shoots and kills him. Moments later, a group of armed men storms in to capture them. But with perfect coordination, Stanley and Dennis fight their way out and escape to their secret underground hideout. There, Dennis reveals a chilling truth about Lee K, a ruthless crime boss. Fearing for his family's safety, Stanley moves them to a motel to keep them safe from the danger ahead. When Stanley returns home, he makes a shocking discovery. Research documents reveal that Governor Messer had pressured Vivienne to hide her concerns about water contamination from the pipeline project. He then listens to a voicemail from Vivienne, confirming her genuine fears. Stanley now believes her murder was staged to cover up the results of her environmental report. As the pieces come together, his resolve hardens. He will do whatever it takes to uncover the truth and get justice for his wife. Suddenly, Lee K and his gang attack Abby and her family, putting them in serious danger. Desperate, Abby sends a coded message to Stanley. As soon as he gets it, Stanley calls Dennis for help. They rush to the scene and come face to face with Lee K's gang, leading to a tense, violent showdown. Abby is kidnapped, and Dennis is shot. But through sheer willpower, Dennis manages to recover and take down one of Lee K's henchmen. Meanwhile, Stanley fights fiercely with Lee Kay, determined to uncover the truth about Vivian's death and protect Abby and her family. Just as they are close to getting justice, Lee Kay is about to reveal the real killer's identity.
Is behind it.
It goes right to the top. You wouldn't believe it.
Reserve order this.
But at that crucial moment, the corrupt Detective Gibson shoots him dead, silencing the truth. Stanley stays true to his mission, refusing to compromise his integrity. When Detective Walker tries to interfere, Dennis quickly takes him down. Stanley tries to reason with Gibson, but fails. He handcuffs Gibson to the steering wheel, locks Walker in the trunk, and forces Gibson to drive to the state where Governor Messer is. There, a web of lies and dark conspiracies begins to unravel, setting the stage for the final confrontation. During the trip, Gibson learns the shocking truth about the governor's crimes. He finally understands why Lee Kay and his allies were protected and escaped justice. The revelation hits Stanley hard, leaving him tormented by the cover-up of such terrible acts. When they reach the governor's mansion, Gibson begs Stanley to let him go so he can speak to the governor for him. But Stanley doesn't trust him. He knocks Gibson out with a heavy punch, takes out the guards, and sets a trap, rigging the car to explode with Gibson as part of the plan. Amid the chaos, Walker escapes from the trunk just as the last obstacles are cleared. Stanley meets little resistance as he quickly takes down the last of the guards. He storms into the mansion, determined to confront Governor Messer and expose the whole conspiracy. Inside, a fierce fight erupts. At first, Messer gains the upper hand and points a gun at Stanley's head. He then confesses that he killed Stanley's wife because she refused to be part of his corrupt schemes. Driven by pain and revenge, Stanley turns the fight around and fatally stabs Governor Messer, ending their confrontation. News of the mansion break-in spreads fast, and police soon surround the estate. He almost gets away, protected by the bulletproof vest Dennis gave him, but is ultimately caught. Later, it's announced that he will be moved to a hospital inside a federal prison. In a final emotional moment, Abby quietly enters Stanley's hospital room and gives him a warm, heartfelt hug, bringing closure to the intense chain of events. That night, 2 officers are posted outside his room, one of them being Walker, now demoted to patrol duty. But Walker has a hidden agenda. He approaches the room with the secret intention of killing Stanley. During her hug, Abby secretly slipped a hidden pistol to Stanley so he could protect
It's time
himself.
to settle the score for what you did to me and my partner. You know, after I shoot you for trying to escape, it might even let me be a detective again. I gotta wonder what's going on in that mind.
Just thinking about my daughter, how much I love her, how much I love my wife, and your partner, and that you're just punks.
Meanwhile, Dennis, disguised as a doctor, played a key role in their escape plan. Together, Stanley and Dennis managed to flee and went into hiding in São Paulo, Brazil, to escape the corrupt authorities. In the end, Abby received a message from her father, assuring her he was safe and thanking her for her crucial help. Thanks for watching. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe for more summaries. See you in the next video. Have a great day.